Welcome everyone.
Hi everyone.
Today we have a Matt and Yunie discussion with Squid Game number 2. And looking behind me, this is a spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the show, we'll be touching with all episodes and revealing the top 8 things I think we might have missed or you might have missed. So we'll go through those things together in this video. Yeah. And Yunie will also ask some questions and also share her thoughts about Squid Game number 2. And yes, if you haven't seen the first one, definitely check it out, guys. We really like the show, and this is why we're making this video today. So, coming to the first one, and this is with first episode. Now, some of the screenshots we'll be taking and also showing to you guys with future episodes. We'll be jumping around to connect the dots. So, we want to start with this one. What's happening on this one?
Yeah, so for this one, it was the recruiter. He was trying, after he recruiting people at the subway, he tried to do this. Is
offer.
It a game? Yeah, like an offer game thing to homeless people with bread and a Scratchy.
That's right.
Actually, with this part, not even me, but a lot of people think that is such a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time too, to be honest.
This is good that you raise this point. So for me, what I want to share that most people might have missed on this point is I think this is actually a very important hidden message for the show. And of course, this might just be my own opinion. So let me try to explain. So here you can see this bread and Scratchy. And he's offering to people, we didn't see the next one. So he's offering to homeless people. And you can see a majority of the homeless people's choice is to take the Scratchy instead of taking the bread. And this actually shows you a major hidden thing in the game, which will be explained later, as to why players in the game will take the risky option and keep playing the game, voting to stay in the game instead of actually, just take the money and go. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I think it just want to bring out the core message about the show. But to be honest, this message is kind of like keep repeating. Like you don't have to be so repetitive, and it is all kind of also represent in the first season as well.
True, but
they don't have to keep repeating that.
I want to remind, us that this message is actually something happens in real life. Like for a majority of us, you might not experience this kind of dilemma or like challenge. But for some people that is struggling with gambling or struggling with addiction, those challenges are real in life. And even though we say we don't have to repeat it, this actually kind of shows us that when people under those difficult situations and under those struggles, when they face those challenges, they tend to make the not so good choices in life, and then they suffer and also have a hardship in life. So I guess another way you can look at it is this actually helps you to kind of see that sometimes people make the bad choice not because they just dumb or silly, it's that they have had this kind of idea and also approach in life. They take the risky choice, they try to hit the jackpot, they try to all for nothing. They don't take the steady, slowly guaranteed security in life. So it gives us somewhat of an understanding and also like more kindness and also understanding to people who suffers hardship. I guess that's my message for this one.
So you like this scene? I
like it because it brings a human touch to it. They kind of made it more extreme, but I like it. So I know you don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it still.
This is my first message. This can be a little deeper as we're going to go further. Now, moving on to here, look at this recruiter, and here he's playing a game with the main character. And this is Russian roulette. Now, notice that with the Russian roulette over here, what I want to remind you guys is the recruiter actually mentioned to the main character that he has been burning bodies for years. And when he finally got the chance to shoot people and to be more active in the game and also take actions and eliminate players, he was addicted to it and he wanted to do more. So remember that part?
Yeah, I remember that part. But yeah, in my point of view, I still think that it's kind of like a little bit waste of time. To be honest, I think the first 2 episodes are quite draggy.
I was going to talk about that. There are some parts I agree. It is a little draggy. There's only 7 episodes this year. I mean, at the end of the year, and they they spent 2 episodes on things I think they could have done in half hour. I agree.
And it's actually not realistic too.
Okay, let me.
You think so?
Let me try to extend the message. So the recruiter said he has been doing Squid Game for years, and he's a very young guy. So the connection here is, notice this is jumping into the later episode when one of the minions or the little like dudes in the one of the guys in the uniform was caught by the team of main characters, that they took his mask off, they realized he's a very young guy. Do you see the connection? So the Squid Game organizers are always recruiting young people with a method of either brainwashing them or maybe convincing them what they're doing is right. Of course, there may be money involved, but those people become very extreme, and also they become like somewhat like biased towards like a society, very extreme. So this is why even this scene might seem a little unrealistic, because he's so extreme and likely he just believes what's right and wrong that's told by the organizers. This is why he's willing to shoot himself to follow the game.
I actually didn't pick that up.
Yeah, that's on the share.
That's a good pickup.
There you go.
But still, I think this part is not realistic and is wasting time too.
But this part also shows the resolve of the main character, that he's willing to play the game and follow the rules to such a point to achieve his goals. So I guess it shows the hidden message from both characters.
Right.
Now, if we keep going, yes, you can see that this young guy and this young lady here, number 11, with the
guard number 11.
Guard number 11 with the triangle. If you guys remember her background, she's actually from North Korea. And she actually shot a few people and then she escaped over here. She had a long storyline in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So long that we were actually surprised that she took so much screen time.
Yeah, and you were saying that she might be one of the player, and turns out she.
Yeah, I thought
is
she's going to be
guard.
a player, so I was actually surprised when she showed up as a guard. And as we move a little further, she was confronted with the substitute manager. So when the frontman is in the game, there's a substitute guy that runs the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's
they
like the
didn't have
second
that
one.
in the first season.
That's right. Well, they did have it in the first season. In the first season, if you guys remember, the actual boss manager is actually number 1, the old guy. The frontman is actually the substitute. And here, this guy is the current the manager in charge. And he told her that she needs to stop interfering with their illegal activities or like unauthorized activities to harvest organs from players.
Yeah.
Because they were shooting players, but they're not killing them. But she was killing them. And then when she killed them, he was not happy because she was killing them. Do you know why she's killing them?
I think she is like a person that follow rules.
Not exactly. If she was the person that followed rules, she wouldn't have escaped from North Korea. So what happened was when she escaped, she was in the hospital. And when he met her, he told her that she can save a lot of people in misfortune and give them a way out and help them to relieve their suffering. But what they're doing in the game is, yes, they're giving players a desperate chance to risk their life for money, but she's okay with that. She thinks that is okay. So notice that this comes back to the whole brainwashing of young people, that they brainwash young people to think they're doing what's right and justice, but then somewhere along the line, they got greedy for money. When they want money to harvest organs, the players who actually get shot and not dead are actually suffering. So they have to go through pain as people cut the organs and eyes off, and they're not dying. The reason she shoots them and kills them, what I believe, is that she wants to end their suffering quickly, so they don't suffer. For her, she's doing a mercy to the players. Notice that even this action compared to this guy, they are very extreme. But in her eyes, she's doing the right thing. But he's not very happy with her, right? Because she's not allowing him to make extra money on the side. So what I want to mention is that a lot of the guards and people in the show, they may be believing that they are doing the right thing. And they're actually taking their view on the world and also on the game. Which is quite interesting because a lot of people in the world, sometimes people have a very strong belief. But it's important to know what's right and what's wrong. And here it shows that people can be very easily brainwashed, right? So I guess that's something I wanted to share.
Do you think so, that she was brainwashed too?
No, she's not brainwashed, but she believes she's ending people's suffering. And she believes it's not that evil because probably in North Korea she's used to executing people. I'm not sure how that works because it gets very political, right?
Yeah.
But she has a military background for this.
Yeah.
And her heart seems to be, she feels like her heart is in the right place at least. So this also brings us to this thing. You want to talk us about this one?
So with this scene, actually, this is like towards the end of
That's
the
right.
season, and then it shows very fast too. And then my first thoughts after I finished the season, I was like, oh,
Do you want to explain to
Where
people
is-
what's happening on this thing?
Yeah, so
Who is this guy?
so this is like 246.
Who is
And then
6?
246 is the father of the girl who got cancer.
That's right. So when we were looking at number 11 God's backstory, she saw the little girl with cancer, and the dad was him. And then she later realized he joined the game probably to save his daughter because they need a lot of money. And she has been kind of spending her time looking at him and just monitoring him. And yes, you were going to say that you thought he got killed, right?
Yeah, I thought he got killed. And then I was like, then what's the point of spending so much time talking about the background story of the kid and the dad and this Korean girl?
Well, isn't that obvious that likely he didn't get killed? Just like the first season, the police guard and his brother, he didn't get killed, right? He got shot, but he didn't get killed. So the hidden message here, and I'm planning to talk about this in the next video, about the future predictions of the ending of season 2, because this is not ending, right? Season 2 is like halfway. So I believe that it was her, because if you remember, the guard who shot him is a guard with a triangle, and she uses a triangle mask. I just forgot to take the screenshot. So I believe that she shot him, and if you guys remember, she always shoot people in the forehead, so to end their suffering. And for the only time that she would shoot him in the chest or somewhere that's not lethal is to maybe save him or not kill him. But how would she be able to save him in a game like this? It's because she wants to take revenge on this whole organization who bullied her and forced her to leave people alive to harvest their organs. I believe in the future part of Squid Game, she is going to take action on this whole like illegal organ harvesting, and maybe it's through him, and she may be able to save him too. When he gets illegal organ harvest, she might be coming to save him and taking those other guys down, because I believe that will be whole connected. So this may be a major act or scene in the next part of Squid Game. So that's what I believe.
Then if this is the case, then I think that makes more sense.
I don't think it's dead, and I believe it comes back to the whole organ harvesting, and she was getting bullied, and then she wants to fight back. The way she fights back is that she's going to give them a freebie. She's like, hey, look guys, I've joined you. I didn't kill him, so let me be a part of your team. And when they trust her, and then she's going to take action against them. So yes. Okay, this one. Coming back to the older episodes, you want to talk about this?
So this is actually a part that I quite like for this whole season, because I like
shocked that guy is.
Yeah, I like people who join force, and like in the previous season, like the police little guy and this main character, they didn't really connect. Yeah,
That's right.
But then now they kind of join force, and then they work together to try to take this organization down, and it's quite excited to see that thing too. But the only thing that I don't really understand, I like to pick on little stuff, is
okay.
this guy, this little dude.
The silly guy.
Yeah,
I like him.
I quite like
He's
him
like,
too.
"Hee."
But the thing is, he is like someone who is like a gangster, right? His background is like a gangster, and then how all of a sudden he just so loyal to the main character and spends so much time to join them and search for the island. And also, like, after he's seeing like the main character have so much money in his room, why don't he just like steal his money while he's not away, like while he's away?
Well, he's a silly, right? And when I say silly, it's like he's a very like simple person. When
You
the
think
gangster
so?
boss died, he probably want revenge on those people, and that probably his motivation to do this.
You think so?
Yeah. But one thing I do want to highlight, I actually didn't like this whole scene because I didn't want this whole Squid Game to become a 007 special agent with guns and shooting. I want this one to be more with humans, interactions, and brains instead of just trying to shoot the organizers. Because I like the part that they couldn't do that because it's just very silly and not realistic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember in the first season, the main character, he's like a loser. And he couldn't do anything, and he was like so scared, so afraid of everything. And now all of a sudden he is like so fearless, and he's now he used a gun like.
Well, they had to have this part because if you guys remember, later part they have a gunfight confrontation in the last episode, which I'm not a big fan of, because the whole gunfight confrontation, I'm glad they lost. When there's a reason they lost too. So this one is leading up to the whole gunfight confrontation. That the reason they is willing to do gunfights is because he's military self-trained, which I don't think is very practical, but this is just a foundation for the future episode. So, here's something interesting. The sea captain that saved this policeman from season 1, remember his brother, the frontman who shot him? And I was like, obviously he's not dead because it's saving him for season 2, right? So he obviously came back from season 2.
Yeah.
So something I think a lot of us might miss, and even myself, I didn't talk to you when we were watching it,
Yeah.
is that when the sea captain saved him, the sea captain mentioned that he found him floating on the island, and then he saved him because of that. But what I think actually happened is that the sea captain is a part of the organization, and the frontman told the sea captain to save his brother. It's not a coincidence that the policeman got saved. It's his brother, the frontman, wanted him to be saved because he purposely shoot him in the arm, which is not lethal, and then he got the sea captain to save him. And this is the hidden part, which at the time I was like, either the developers are planning this one for a betrayal, or maybe they just make it coincidental and think people won't look into the plot holes. Because there's no way for an island that is very secure, very hidden, to have someone running a boat around to just happen to be there. Did you notice that? Because they search for a while, they can't find the island. And obviously the sea captain was a spy that he's misleading them. But
Yeah.
at the same time, that island should not be easily found by a random sea captain. So this means that likely he's a spy, which you later saw he's a spy. So coming over to this meme. Do you want to talk to us about this one? You found this one, right?
Yeah, this I just happened to see this meme today, and then I was actually wondering the same thing as well. Like, how come? Like, and we all know that when the players enter the game, the guards will search for their belongings and then take all their belongings away. And then how come they were able to find that tracker in his fake tooth, but then they couldn't find out like those drugs in that cross necklace, and then also the knife inside the old lady hair accessory? Like,
That's right.
how come?
Well, if you look on the surface, you might say, how come it's not the same? But remember, he is a spy, and he was sent by the frontman, or he probably worked for the frontman. And obviously, the things that will have dramatic damage to the show and also the game, like this tracker, will be removed because he will be spying and reporting everything. But the reason the drugs, the cross, and the knife
So
are not...
you think the people who runs the game know about that?
Yeah, of course they know about this.
No,
They
I
took it
mean
out.
the drug and the knife.
Oh yeah, of course. They would have been searched. But the reason they did not take this out is that you got to remember two parts. The game organizers, and I'll repeat this is a massive hidden message that I think a lot of people like you, like Yunie, would have missed, is that the cross, the knife, they add extra spice to the show. So here I'm looking at the practical reality of the show that is run for rich people to watch, and to watch people kill, and to watch people play those games. People have seen this show many times. So what is the difference on this show compared to the previous show of the Squid Game when people kill each other for money? Is that each player will have the individual personality, the individual theme that leaves the rich VIPs interested to see what might happen. The drug enhances this character's personality, and the knife leaves a suspense, which I'll talk about in the future episodes, how this knife can play a role in the future part that may be leading to someone's death. So yes, those are purposely left in by the showrunners to add more spice for the VIPs, to add more entertainment. That's my perspective. And I'll explain why even further. So, okay, good that we talk over to the mom and son. So we saw the mom over here, right? You want to tell us about this part?
This part, it's just
Remember,
at the
how come they
beginning.
pick mom and son, just like the TV show?
Yeah, I was saying that. Oh, is that a coincidence or what? Because if you watch the reality
TV show.
TV, like the
Squid Game show.
yeah, the Squid game show, there was like this pair of mom and son inside
right.
the game as well, and I was like, the script writer must be copying from the reality show.
You look at this too simple. Maybe I'm overthinking this. So for me, it didn't cross my mind they're copying. I always try to look at the deeper message. I think the developers and the team are here smart enough to look at hidden messages. So remember I was telling you there's no way they'll copy the reality show. And you look at around on the internet.
Yeah, I
Most people
happened to
say-
saw an article saying that they didn't copy, but who knows?
Do you want me to explain what I think about this part?
Okay, tell me.
So you got to keep in mind this show is run for Korean audience, and most Asian audience have a very deep and also strong connection with their kids and also with their family. So the mom and the son represents a part of the Korea and even Asia culture and tradition. But what does this really mean? So lately, the tradition in the past 10 or 20 years is very skewed and also biased. The family member, either the kids or the parents, will give everything they can to their children in such a way that they spoil them, they just nurture them too much, that they become not so good citizens of society, and there's too much spoiling will lead them to make a lot of bad decisions. So the reason the mom is actually in the show is not that because she owns money. She's here to help her son to pay his money. And he owns a lot of money because of gambling and also bad choices in life. And moving further, when she shot the knife and also showed this to him, it actually shows that her dedication and also her resolve to do something that she wouldn't even do, right? So, this also leads to this scene. Remember why I said too much love and too much spoiling for the kids, especially in the Asian countries, which is a common thing from the parents to the kids. This will lead to the kids to have a unrealistic understanding and also personal understanding of the society. This also comes back to the bread and also the lottery ticket. They want to take risk, they want to win big, they want to make a name for themselves. And in doing so, they make you sacrificing something that they can't afford. So here, if we move further, the next show after the son decided to say stay in the show, he voted stay in the show. The mom was not happy because she wants to get out, right? She wants him to be safe, she wants everyone to be safe. But the next show, he was dragged away from his mom. And she was shocked and she was so sad that he would just leave her because it looks like he was getting forced away. But at the same time, he kind of just accepted the fate and just went. So you can see that the connection to the mom, she will want to save the son, but the son eventually come to save himself. But what most people miss is that when confronted or when talk about this topic after the main character and also the frontman number one saved the mom into another room, the frontman asked her, "Did your son leave you?" And she got very mad and very emotional.
Yeah.
This is actually a very important message, that she was furious and she was embarrassed at the same time. She reacted to him and she swore to him and she was very aggressive because she was trying to be defensive and justify that her son is still a good person. So in that sense, these whole connections of relationship, the reason they put the mom and son in is to maybe to look at a hidden message and an ongoing concern with the society, is that the parents are spoiling the kids too much to the extent that they will just make bad decisions in life. And the parents are actually willing to suffer in certain extreme to protect them and also to keep helping them to give them everything they can in such a way that she will be blinded into thinking that no, he's still a good guy, and even he left me here, he's still a good guy. So this is the concerning thing with the Asian countries, I think.
Yeah. Well, remember, in this happened in the third game, right? So in the third game, they have quite a comparisons between the mom and the son pair, and then also with the people who were friends, and then they end up splitting and then getting into different rooms, and after they come back out, they were really friends.
Yeah,
but
we'll talk
after
about
when
that
the
too.
mom and the son get back, the mom kind of forgave the son.
Yes, so it shows the unconditional love from parents to their kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't get the same return from the kids, which is a little concerning. But yeah, I think the developers were trying to talk about this message to show that spoiling your kids might not be the best way to go. That's what I think the hidden message is. So this is why the mom and son is put in here, because it's a real thing in society. You'll be surprised how many Asian society, even my mom, no, let's not go over there. But yes.
Yeah, even my mom, yeah.
So yes. Now let's come over to a big thing in the show. We finally come to number one, the frontman.
Yeah, frontman.
You
It
got-
was a surprise, right?
Do you want to reveal to us what happened here?
Yeah, so in here is like the voting.
This is the first game. After the first game,
Yeah,
this
the
is
first
first
game
episode.
with
Of
the voting.
Not the first episode.
Actually, I want to talk before we talk about the frontman. I want to talk about like in this season 2, there is a new rules that got added
Okay,
in.
yeah.
I think, yeah, because if you look at season 1 and season 2, when they signed the consents, there were in season 1 there were like 3 rules, but then in season 2 on the game consent, they have got 4 rules, and then this 4 rules, I think it's with this voting
That's right.
system. So now, like after every single games, they have a voting system to vote if
As
you
you
want
can
to
see over
continue
here.
the game or no. What do you think about this voting?
This also comes back to the bread and also the lottery ticket. It shows the human nature of the characters and also people in that situation. They're desperate and they will take choices what normally people like us with a somewhat stable life would not take. It really shows what people in those situations will do. And that means that they will take the super risky, high reward, high risk choice every time they give an opportunity. That's what led them to massive debts, and that's what led them to here to refuse to get out of the game.
Yeah, but okay, if you don't think about like all these message and whatever, if you just think about as a game, like those game runner, they don't think that then let's give them another choice to leave the game.
Isn't that more entertainment for the VIP?
Is it?
Yeah, VIP likes that. They want to watch. Imagine people who are always watching killing. Killing is not much entertainment to you when you watch too much killing. You actually want to watch the human interactions and how those people struggle and how those people make the choices. It's exciting for them.
Okay.
I sound a little very evil, but I'm just trying to really think in those people's mind, right?
Right.
Entertainment is the hidden message of this show,
Okay.
right? So, coming back to the frontman. So here, the frontman actually is the last one to vote, and he voted to, of course, to stay in the show. So something I want to compare is, if you guys remember season 1,
Yeah.
the old guy, who is also the hidden organizer for the show, is number 1 too. He
Yeah.
voted to come out of the game. So there's a big contrast between the previous runners or the organizers and the current frontman who owns and kind of runs the show. And as the frontman, there's a lot of good things we want to talk about. So you want to talk about this part?
Yeah, I want to talk about this part. This is in the second game. So in the second game, so there were like, is it like 5 games that you have to play in order to pass this whole game. And then the frontman, he is in charge of the, what is that thing called? Like a blade thing. Yeah, and then he failed doing the spinning the blade thing at the very like the first few tries, and then but all of a sudden like he was like, okay, I help, and then I help you guys to pass this game. And even when the main character, he was trying to kick that feather thing, he helped him at the last go. What's the point of that? Like he tried to sabotage, he was trying to get them lost, right? And all of a sudden he helped them to pass.
Obviously,
that?
he was in the show for a reason. So why would he, as the showrunner, to be in the show? I don't think he's got cancer like the old guy, so he's probably not here to run his last tries before he dies.
Yeah.
So he's probably in the show for a reason. And one of the bigger reasons I keep mentioning is about entertainment. The people who watch the show don't like people just having a free go and without risking their life. The first 3 players are super successful. They pass with so much time to spare, and it's not entertaining for people who are watching. To make it entertaining, he's going to purposely sabotage enough time to make it just kind of down to the line, but he's not going to fail, right? He knows how to do this. And obviously because he runs the show, he probably knows how to do that properly.
Yeah.
But he purposely made it harder for them to make it exciting. That's one thing. The second thing is, when he does that, he can then build a stronger relationship to the main character and his team, which will help him to plan and also to betray them in the future. First, you have to build a trust. To build a trust, one of the best ways to build a trust is to suffer and also to stress in hard difficulties and then to come out of it. And if he make it hard for them, and he saved the day in the end, they will remember him and treasure him even more. So that's the two things I think about.
Right. So he purposely let them pass.
Yeah, he
this
purposely
game.
sabotage enough to make it entertaining. He also is a two bird with one stone. He purposely sabotage enough that when the success is much more sweeter, they'll treasure him as a part of the team, which they did. So as we keep going, something I want to mention that I think it may be revealed in the next season, or maybe I'm just overthinking this. There's a part when he had watery eyes, he was very emotional. He was talking to the frontman was talking to the main character about his wife getting sick and she's dying.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, his wife has already died. And I do believe this was mentioned previously that his brother was visiting his wife's grave, that she died a few years ago, and the show runs every few years, right?
Yeah.
I believe at the time when his wife is about to die or when she's dying, he actually participated in the show. And similar to the main character, he actually won the show. And unlike him who wanted to fight the show, in contrast, he mentioned the main character as the hero. He became the villain. He joined the show to run the show because there's nothing left in his life. His wife is dead and the money doesn't really matter to him. Just like the main character, the money did not matter to him, right?
Yeah.
By the looks of it, he wants to stop the show. But he
for him,
wants to run the show.
continue.
That's right. This is a big contrast between villain and also hero. And the water eyes kind of remind him maybe the first time he ran the show and he succeeded, but it didn't work out. So I think this is a hidden message. This is just my speculation, right? Now, coming over here. So remember here we said he purposely sabotaged them and then he became a team with him. On the final part, when he was helping the main character shooting the guards and coming to one of the monitors, right before he betrayed them, he looked up in the monitors and he didn't shoot the monitor. And behind the monitor is a team of minions and also people, guards with the guns ready to follow his order. So, did you notice this hidden message? So,
Is he giving them like a sign that he's going to betray the team and go back to the guards team?
one of the biggest hidden message in the 7th episode of season 2 for me is that the frontman schemed and also planned everything with the sea captain as an inside spy, with getting close to the main character. The entire show is under his control. So notice here, everything is as planned. He will only allow the main character to perform such action, to rebel, to shoot the guards to a certain extent, and then he's gonna stop this silly show. This is for the entertainment of the VIPs, or maybe just for his own entertainment. He wants to see how far the hero can go. But once it goes to the point he thinks it's enough, he can stop it. So this entire rebellion, this entire attempt by the main character is all under his control. Imagine that he thinks he's doing everything is right and he thinks he's outsmarting everyone.
Yeah.
But for him, he's letting him to do everything to the point it's entertaining, it's refreshing to the viewers or the VIPs. To the point when he thinks it's enough, he will call in the guards and stop all the silliness. This is why he shoot the other guys, and this is why he comes in and told the main character, that's it. You had fun playing heroes, time for you to stop. So he's like a big guardian parent, and the main character is like a little kid. The little kid can run around as much as he can, but the moment the parent says it's time to stop, they just drag you and they stop you. So this is why he say this is a price you pay to be a hero. And this leads to more suspense, and this is quite interesting, right?
You mean like he's killing, the frontman's killing the main character's friend?
Yeah, I guess this is to
and
be
then leave
expected.
him.
They build a good friend, they kill him, so the main character is like really suffering because of that. And this lead up to the next part. The next part I want to review you guys on the future videos is how things will get out of control. One of the ways is what mentioned earlier, one of the guard 11 should rebel against them, and a lot of things will go out of control after this point. So this is why the season kind of ended halfway. This is the point where it's still under his control. After that, things will go out of control.
Okay.
So yes, quite interesting, right?
Yeah.
So here, also a few small points I want to talk about.
Yeah.
You want to share this one?
So this one, I think this one was it before the third game?
oh, this is just one of the games. So it's just them talking. So
Yeah, I think the
really-
girl was telling this little boy that she trusts him.
Yes, she thinks he's getting bullied and she wants to help him and she wants to build a trust.
Yeah.
But very soon, as you remember, in the room game, he actually betrayed her, and she kind of don't trust him anymore.
Yeah.
And what's worse is when she was getting stabbed to death, which good that we don't show this image, he was just on top of the bed and not helping and not doing anything. So I guess I won't say this is a hidden message, but something might be just me overthinking this. Usually when a person is bullied and others try to reach out to help them, we will expect the person that's bullied to respond in kind, right?
Oh yeah.
But what really happens in life, and I think they did a good portrayal of this, is that the person that's bullied sometimes will have a...
He joined the bullies.
Yeah, he might join the bullies because a lot of people, they don't want to bully others, but in order to not get bullied by others, they will join the bully. This happens in school, this happens in life. A lot of people are not naturally bullies, but in order to not get bullied by bullies, they will join the bully. And when others are getting bullied, sometimes they just don't take action.
He tried to.
Did they just...
He just threw a
Oh, yeah,
glass
they did.
bottle to it, but the bully used the glass to stab that girl. He made it
so
even
sad.
worse.
Yeah, so sad.
Yeah.
So here's something, this is a contrast. This is a crypto guy. Here, this is a crypto guy. This is just a random guy. Crypto guy versus the rapper guy.
Yeah.
The rapper guy was bullying the crypto guy non-stop. He was pushing his rights away, he was hitting him. But the crypto guy, something different happens. We're not going to show the same way he actually killed him. But sometimes when against the bully, some people might react differently as not joining the bully. Some people might react extremely to fight back the bully. So this again shows another hidden potential in real life as well. So maybe I'm just overthinking this, but there's a lot of people who just get always suppressed in life. All of a sudden they will explode and do something drastic. And this kind of portrays that as well. Because again, Korea and also a lot of Asian countries, a lot of people are very passive and they can take a lot. But sometimes when they take enough, they will explode. Maybe this is also showing the society.
Yeah.
A lot of people will bully others, but when some people have had enough, they'll just explode.
Yeah. This scene was actually quite a big surprise too, because I thought
he didn't think he'll die, right?
Yeah, this rapper guy, he probably will last until the last game or last few games,
Yeah, it's
something
just like
like
the
that.
crazy
And he
fat
died
guy
too.
from
He
the
died too fast, right?
No, this is how it shows dramatic. This is how the victim fights back the bully. That I was not surprised, but I liked it. I was a little surprised he died this early, but not
Yeah.
that surprises you.
Yeah.
Finally, let's talk about this little marine guy.
Yeah, I think I saw on the internet like people were suspecting this guy, this marine guy, he might be a spy or a mole, because he is from a marine, but then his behavior, it was like he was so scared, and it looks like he never been on like a battlefield. And then he was trying to hide as well when they asked him to get some more bullets for the team to fight back. So what do you think here? Do you think
Personally, I don't think he's a spy.
you think so?
Because if he's a spy, there's a lot of better spies. Spies don't act like that. The frontman shot a really good spy, and so is the sea captain. He's not gonna hire someone who will freak out like that to be a spy.
Or maybe he was pretending to be freak out. You think so?
I can just not go and not give them the stuff. Doesn't need to be like that. But I think there's a reason that he's like that.
Why?
If you remember, he was very proud to show the other guys he's a marine.
Yeah.
He keeps saying he's a marine, he's very manly, he's very strong. At the start, this is how he introduced himself.
Yeah.
A lot of times, even in real life, people will compensate and stress out for what they are lacking. So for him, it was the manliness, the courage, and also the ability to step up. He lacks that, but he wants to show people he has that by saying he's a marine who's very manly and very disciplined, but he's not. Another hidden message is that he revealed that he had a lot of sisters. He played a lot of girls' games, and likely he was raised as a girl, and he is very feminine, and this shows why he, in the battlefield, he can't handle it. Because he likes that in life, and he's just a big girl, and he can't handle it, and
I can't believe you remember that part.
I do.
Wow.
Smart. So, see, he was very good at the girl game. Remember the past the girl game, he's like so fast.
Yeah.
It shows that when someone is really good at something, there may be a balance and trade-off. The trade-off is that he's not good at war, and he suffers some of the people in like fight or flight. So when there's a danger, you either they freeze or you fight back. And for him, he just can't handle it, which is natural. But it shows that he's human. I actually like this part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did.
So I don't think he's a spy. I actually like this part that shows he's human. It shows that nothing works to plan. Not everyone is the same as the main character that just shoots and fights. Shows that people are not built to fight. I like this more than everyone who knows how to shoot, that who's fully military trained, and the whole shooting is just not good for me. I was like, come on guys, they can shoot them across the walls.
Yeah.
It's a little silly.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you guys liked everything we shared over here.
Yeah.
It is a quite long video. I'll try to timestamp for you guys. In the future videos, we'll talk about this little teaser with a boy door and a lot of things to come in the future. So stay tuned and subscribed.
Yay. Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.